Hello, welcome back again to Capes and Phasers. I'm Trev. He is Gray. We're just going to do our reaction review to the last ever episode of Lower Decks, which I'm sad about. Season 10 episode, season 5 even, episode 10. It was part of that 2-part finale. First part wasn't very great, but this part was a lot better, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Sad to see Lower Decks go first and foremost.
Yeah, I think so, because it kind of grew on me over a little bit of time. But and since they treated it like a flat out animated comedy thing that they've done with many other animated comedies that are on the air, it was good. So yeah, I would like to see it keep going, but I don't know. They got a bug up there, whatever, and 4 years was enough, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Superman and Lois thing. Once something starts getting good, you then cancel it. Whereas both shows probably should have had about the 7 or so seasons, because definitely a lot more story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go off on a high if at all possible. I mean, sometimes it's not, but you want to try. I think they did that in this last show, or episode rather. But yeah, I would like to see it gone at least 5. I mean, that would have been nice. I really well, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I got a feeling part of the reason is because they took what's her name that plays Mariner off to do a real situation comedy, which I'm dreading. And now she's the head writer of this now and everything. I'm like, right, okay.
Yeah, could be interesting, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It's just don't worry too much, Gray, if it looks slightly blurry. I just figured resuming uploads, because we're not live.
Yeah.
We're not going live to the socials. It takes forever with this Riverside to upload stuff, you see.
Yep, no problem.
So yeah, we're a little bit bittersweet actually, because this came to an end. It was one of the better shows. It did grow on us after a while. You fell in love with the Cerritos ship itself, even though it's not it's like the workhorse of the fleet. It's not a shiny Sovereign class, but it was for a moment. And it's something you fell in love with. The crew as well, the Lower Decks. You know, I almost feel like I want to get a chant going, Gray, of just the classic Lower Decks, Lower Decks.
Keep it on, keep it on.
I mean, listen, that's what. Seeing the military just now, that's what it's like today. Like, they'll be professional, they'll be military-like, but they'll be having banter with their comrades and their colleagues and the Lower Decks kind of thing on military ships. They'll just be having a laugh, won't they? So when you see in Star Trek them being a bit too serious all the time, for the most part, they're a lot more serious in live action. They are. There's still comedic moments in there, but they still have a bit of banter. When you see this, it's way better. So yeah. I sad to see it go, but it went out with a bang. Remember, the last part wasn't very good, Gray, if you remember. Right. So we gave it like did we give it a 5 out of 10 or something? 4, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah. I would probably give this a 8 out of 10 for me, to be fair. I know I'm going for score just now, but I mean, may as well mix it up. Would you go as high as that?
No, I wouldn't go at 10. I'd go like a 9. It was pretty good.
No, I said 8. I didn't say 10.
Oh, 8. I think it's a 10. Okay, sorry.
No, it's not perfect.
Yeah, I'm going with a 9 for 2 reasons. 1, it was much better, and 2, it's the swan song. So
yeah,
go with the 9.
You can't give extra points just because it's the finale. It has to earn it.
Well,
come on.
It was also 5-10 minutes longer than normal too.
Yeah, I love it when that happens. It's great. It's not network TV anymore, people. You can go longer. Look at Disney. They wrote the book on random episodic lengths, didn't they? It's like 34 minutes. An hour and 4 minutes. Where did the half an hour come from, Disney? Out your backside? Yeah, so this is the Cerritos crew dealing with the reaction to Beard Boims, as we're calling them. BB, Beard Boims, sending the messed up reality over to our normal Boimler's universe, because he knew they could handle it. And they can handle it. There is a couple of plots in this, as always, Gray, like 2 or 3 plots in this. We have the plot with Rutherford and his cybernetic implant. having a bit of conflict with that, and he's a bit frustrated with the Cerritos. He's kind of fallen out of love with the Cerritos, but that obviously changes later on when he falls back in love with it again. You have the angle of the Klingons. So a bunch of Klingons at the start arrive, and they're a bit aggrieved. They're chasing after the Klingons we saw in the Klingon-centric episode earlier on, if you remember that one, Gray, with the more serious Klingon, and as I like to say, the farmer brother. The farmer brother and the redneck Klingon, who I'm not in love with at all. I really don't like that guy. He's goofy. I think I brought this gripe up with Gray before, that Gene Roddenberry told Michael Dorn to not sound American because American Klingons aren't a thing. Well, they technically could be if they were brought up, but in America. But this guy sounded American, so he should have just sounded more like his brother. But he and he had a permanent 5 o'clock shadow. He's not very Klingon-like. He's not very Klingon-like.
Yeah, but we don't know what Klingon farmers really are like, so.
That is true. It's not very. I mean, it's
you
not
never
very
see
honorable. Yeah, so that was a random one. They're in a little shuttlecraft that looks like a bit of a Klingon Targ because it's got tusks at the front of the ship. The little
little decoration like on a car.
About,
that's like when you put the hood ornament on a car, right?
Yeah,
do that. You got to they have the tusks.
It's funny, great. It was really, really funny, actually. I thought they would be back. I had a funny feeling. I'm glad they did. And the Klingons that are chasing them, think of the Duras sisters, but a bit goofier. Right. These guys, this gal in her fleet, she feels aggrieved because the Klingons, the brothers, killed one of our colleagues. I think it was her captain or something, or one of our colleagues anyway. So she's in a revenge mission, chasing after a little shuttlecraft, and she can't catch it. Gray's a bit. He didn't like the science of this one. I was like, it's a little tiny shuttlecraft. It's going to outmaneuver to an extent these bigger ships, you know. So, and they're barely landing a shot. Have you noticed that, Gray? The whole time, pew pew pew, nothing.
Yeah.
So it was
okay.
a bit.
That's the cartoon logic part.
We are allowing it. We are giving it some slack. Gray did say it's cartoon logic. They're allowed some slack, not unlimited slack.
Right.
You know. It was a little bit goofy with that, but we let it slide. The Cerritos has been chosen to basically save the day, as always, because the Enterprise can't make it in time. For once, now...
they mentioned it. It was funny. It was like, the Enterprise is en route, but they can't make it and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, what? Enterprise?
It takes another ship to actually know what it feels like, because it's always the Enterprise that's the one that's setting it, because there's no other ship anywhere nearby. So now they know how it feels. Hold my beer. It's them up to them to say. Although you do see the Enterprise later on, which is cool.
Yeah.
The Enterprise E, because that'll be the most up-to-date ship at the time.
Right.
So that was kind of cool. The Klingon brothers come aboard the Cerritos, claiming asylum. The evil nasty version of the Duras sister. I don't recall her name. I mean, she's an insignificant character really in this. Yeah. She wants them handed over. They say no. But the thing is, do you think they handled the whole reality shaping thing? Like, because it was a little bit strange, this one, Gray. They had shields harmonics sent through to them so they could go into the Schrodinger field, which I thought was getting a bit far-fetched with the science here. But the Schrodinger field makes realities change all the time, because this reality is bleeding through from Beard Boimler's reality. And they need shields to protect them. But obviously, things are kind of changing quite a lot. Do you think that worked, Gray, or was it a little bit too far-fetched?
Well, I think for a show like this, it was fine. If you were trying to do a live action, like a good Star Trek show, then I would have went, I don't know. You know, but for the show, it was fine. And then they were able to explain away why the people didn't turn into weirdos, because basically the waves were affecting the hull and changing it into different ships, but did not affect the people. So that's why they were able to still maintain themselves. I thought it was funny watching how many different ships. You and I were sitting there like going like, oh, that's that class, and that's the Oberth class, and that's the blah, blah, blah. And for a moment it changes into the Sovereign class, like
But
the
what did I
E.
say before? What did I say before? I bet she turns into the Enterprise or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a Sovereign class ship, and they're all excited because they're like, "Yeah, we got a Sovereign ship," and before you know it, it turns into something else.
Well, it turns into, at one point, it turns into the warship Cerritos, right? And all the weapons are upgraded, and you see Shax go,
Oh,
wow, look at all these weapons.
Empire,
And then the Terran Empire one, and then almost immediately weapons go offline, and he's like, oh, come on, man.
that was great. Shax is all excited. Well, I got great weapons now, and it goes offline.
Oh, this
he's
is
like
just
crying.
they're going through the field, so some things keep changing, even with the shields up, because the shields are only 60% strength. It's not a foolproof thing, and they go through these iterations of ships. One of them is a Cerritos with one nacelle, which looks weird. I never like any Starfleet ship with one nacelle. It kills my OCD grade. It kills it because it needs to be in parallel. Like even
it almost
three
looks like it's
nacelles is
uneven,
better.
like it's going to tip over or something. Whoa.
Yeah. Can you imagine? In space, there's no gravity, but you still think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was amusing. The Klingons are chasing them in. They're kind of getting their ass handed to them a little bit, and then Shax is on the bridge, of course, but then Dr. Tiana's on the bridge, and as they're getting their asses handed to them, what is the line, Gray, that cracked us both up? Especially
it was great. She says that there has to be some sneaky, underhanded Kirk-style trick that we could use to F him up. That was great. When she said that, I was like, all right, yeah.
yeah. And by the way, see the actress that plays Dr. Tiana. I don't recall her name off the top of my head. She had the time of her life filming this, and as we thought, they do not beep them when they're recording it. They asked her in an interview if she was uncomfortable or okay with the swearing element. Some people would be a little bit, especially if they're very religious or squeaky clean, they might not like that. But she went, "Are you effing kidding me, man? I had the time of my life. I love swearing normally. So I was like, this was my wheelhouse." She was just, if I would love to hear, please give us the on. See if there's see if this comes out in Blu-ray and it's not bleeped. It's not censored.
Got to.
I will buy it.
Yeah.
And I don't even have
normally I probably wouldn't buy it, but if they were to include that on there, where at least a few clips that are uncensored, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I'm buying it.
I was going to say I don't even have a Blu-ray machine, but I do have my PlayStation. So yeah, that would be excellent. So the Cerritos is getting their asses handed to them. There was the whole thing of Freeman, Carol Freeman, getting orders from her husband, who's an admiral, but it was the evil Klingon captain disguising the message. This whole time, Rutherford is having issues with the upgrade, and like I touched on before, he actually starts kicking the Cerritos. He's frustrated.
Yeah, and getting mad at everything.
And he thinks this thing's on the fritz, which maybe it is. But then towards the end, he actually unplugs it, or pulls off part of it.
He pulls his plate off his head, and I'm going like, well,
that must hurt. And he's going a bit nuts. He's going a little bit nuts. He actually goes and he takes it out, and then he does his best work. He actually goes and saves the day and does some configurations in engineering. And the beam that they send out from the Cerritos to close this reality starts working. I mean, don't get me wrong, Mariner had a part saying this, to be fair. She had some kind of genius moment as well. It's basically they were going to try and damn the effects of this reality opening, whatever it was. So instead of closing it, it's permanently open now. It's permanently open. So
I have to go back, because I still don't understand.
You don't like that?
No, it's not that I don't like it. It's interesting. Yeah, but I don't understand how they were able to contain it. I still don't understand. I have to go back and maybe look at it again. But
it's like someone talked about a dam. The farmer, the silly farmer, was talking about a dam.
Right.
What does a dam do? Holds things back. So instead of closing it, it's just held it open permanently. So it's cemented in place.
To me, that sounds, even though it's kind of cool, it sounds a little bit too easy. I didn't really like that part that much. It was okay, but
True.
the thing that I did like, and you started to point it out, was the fact that apparently older technology sometimes, or old tech can work better than new tech. Now, where did we first see that? We saw that in Terry Matalas' season 3 of Picard, because the Galaxy class Enterprise was considered old tech, and so we see it again kind of here, where Rutherford comes in and goes, well, there's nothing like the Cerritos because I can mess around with all kinds of stuff that you can't do on a modern ship, a modern starship. It's kind of like people when I've had more than one person tell me that are into cars. They're going like, yeah, cars are all electronic and the brain's in it now and this and this and this. I like the old days where I could take the carburetor off and put it back on and stick the manifold on and off and do all these things easily. And now they can't do it anymore. Kind of the same theory.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was really cool, I know I'm jumping ahead a wee bit, but when they did this, whatever, containing this field, they said they had to get some kind of old tech out there because the old tech somehow resists the whatever's going on. I'm not sure if I quite understood that.
Yeah, that's right.
But as soon as they said we need an older starbase, I knew right away, Starbase 80. And just as I said it, it appears on the screen. And they drag it over to the, I don't know what they're going to call this thing. What is it, a quantum wormhole now? Or something? I don't get it.
It's, the Starbase 80 thing was a nice touch. Captain Freeman has been promoted to an admiral, I think, or she's a captain of station,
like
one
that,
or two. I think she's been promoted though. So she wants to spend more time with her husband, who's been told to go to the gym because he's put on a bit too much of the beef. But they are over in Starbase 80, so that's where they're going to be running that now, basically, which is kind of cool. But the rest of the guys are still in the Cerritos, so more like, who's going to be the captain now? Gray is like, obviously it's Ransom. And I was like, well, yeah, but let's not assume by default, because yes, that often happens, but that officer could turn it down, like Will Riker did multiple times, or there might be someone else more qualified to come in. But if you're doing a good job as first officer, you should expect to be offered that promotion. So he does, and he comes in, little shining new pit there to add to his collection. And it's funny to see his interactions with the crew. He talks about, who's going to be a ideal first officer. And as I thought, he's temporarily, at least on a trial basis, giving it to both Boimler and Mariner. And they're like, no, it'll ruin our friendship, don't do it. He's like, nah, you'll be fine. Let's not forget Gray as well. We never quite seen it. It's the closest we saw it. We saw Rutherford at the end looking even more dapper and handsome because the whole implant completely been removed.
Right.
He was relying on his old noggin completely. And then he was sitting down with Tendi and literally he's no inhibitor now, so he's a little bit hot under the collar after she says he's handsome. We never quite got the kiss, but we got the romantic comment in there, which was amusing.
Yeah,
I wish she would just get it on.
Talyn, the Vulcan, she goes like, well, clearly you guys care for each other, like,
yeah, Vulcans, man, they don't give a shit. They just like call a spade a spade. Yeah. So no matter how embarrassing it is, so we never quite get the kiss, but it's as close as we'll get to them being a couple. And then the last thing I was saying to Gray, I was like, what is Ransom's line going to be for going to warp speed? Right now, it's a bit simplistic, but it was really, really funny at the same time, because I said to Gray, I was like, it's going to be something gym related. It will be something workout related, guaranteed. And it took me a second. He went, engage the core. And I went, what? Oh, the core when you're working out. Yeah, engage.
What he's talking about.
You hear Boimler and Marin in the background go, no, please don't do that. What if it's a 5-year mission or something? Please don't do that.
There was a part too right before that with Ransom where I think it was the Klingon went to punch him or punch one of the crew, and Ransom steps in, grabs his fist, and starts crushing his fist. And he's going, oh, how could you be so strong? And he says, oh, I work out. He starts bragging about his workout ethic and everything.
Normally a Klingon's stronger than a human. In fact, it's pretty pathetic how weak humans are. They're overpowered by many species in Star Trek, if you've noticed, Gray. like a Vulcan's twice as powerful right off the bat, and that's without going to the gym. So
yes, but the humans are much more maneuverable.
yeah, well, yeah, that is very true. That's very true. So yeah, no, Bittersweet has came to an end. I would love to see either a live action or animated. I would lean towards live action because it'll get the movie magic. They do TV movies every couple of years. We got Section 31 coming out in about a month's time. We'll obviously give a review on that one. But I would like to see them get the movie after that. Screw the Picard movie. We've had enough Picard. Like, they redeemed themselves in season 3 of Picard.
Yeah,
No more Picard, but give the Cerritos a live-action movie. That would be phenomenal.
I want to see a movie, but I don't want to see a live action. I would like to see a movie, but in the same animation style, just some...
What's special
whatever.
about it then, Gray? It's 3 times as long. Or twice, what makes it special?
Really, think about it. If it's only 2 episodes, that would make a movie, essentially.
Well, you'd probably need 3, wouldn't you? Because it's only 24 minutes an episode. And the thing is, right, you don't need more money. You don't need more money to make it any better. You just need money to make it longer.
Well, first of all, they're not going to do live action because it'll cost too much. So it's more likely to be animated. And on top of that, you can do more things with it. People are used to it, and you could do a miniseries. Don't necessarily have to make a movie. You could just come out and say a 3-episode miniseries and, just be a special thingy.
No, but they're ending it. They're ending Lower Decks. So to come back with a one-off movie would be the only exception. If you come back with a miniseries, it's like, what's the point in ending at season 5 if you're coming out with a miniseries?
Yeah, but it isn't like their adventures are ending. I mean, Ransom's captain now, and they're going to go on and do whatever they're going to do. So
true.
I would like to see how they all work together now. If they do like a miniseries, I think it'd be kind of cool to see how it works.
Yeah,
it'd be a whole new chemistry. I mean, not like the previous episodes and things.
It would be a different setup. Well, hopefully we get an opportunity to find out. Let's say we'll probably wrap up there. That's our Lower Decks came to an end forever, which is sad, but it went out with a bang. It was good. We both gave it I gave it an 8 out of 10 at least anyway.
Thank God it was good on the second one. I thought it was going to be another 5. I was going to go oh, no.
We had that fear. It easily could have been really bad or really good, and I'm glad it was really good. But we'll be back for Section 31 movie, and then we've obviously got the new season of Strange New Worlds as well in springtime, April time, I think that might be shown. So but it's Capes and Phasers now, this channel, so whatever cool is happening in the science fiction and superhero world, we'll
Silo's on episode 5 as we record this. So.
True. What we might do at the end actually, Gray, is come on for a season long review. It's a bit meh at the moment, if I'll be honest with you, but we'll just do an overall season review. Then that might be a shout. Okay, we'll call it there. Thank you very much for tuning in for the whole series of this reviews of Lower Decks. Sad, but it's went out with a bang. My name is Trev. That's Gray. And say goodbye to the people, my friends.
Live long and prosper, and we'll be back.
Bye-bye.
Bye.